I did watch two films last week. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Troll, and this is a Netflix exclusive. And the story goes as this: when an ancient troll is awakened in a Norwegian mountain, a ragtag group of heroes must come together and try to stop it from wreaking deadly havoc. And this is directed by Roy Uthag. I think he did something else we talked about on here before. Oh, this is wild. He did Tomb Raider, the 2018 version. Yeah, so that's the only I
that
think
movie still
American.
happening? The sequel to that still happening?
Nah, it got canceled in the Warner Brothers merger deal. With the Warner Brothers Discovery deal, they canceled it.
Oh, man.
And I don't know if they're even going to bring her back, because I remember they announced that the sequel was about to go in production and then they canned it. I actually was looking for them to have another go, but that's the only American film that he has a credit on. The only other one. Or the only American film, because then he comes back to do this, which is a Norwegian production. This film also stars, we got Aine Marie Willman, we got Mads Strogard Peterson, Kim S. Falk Jorgensen, Billy Campbell, Dennis Storhol, Anek von der Lippe, and I believe those are the main characters, and we get a giant troll. So I will say this: I think this film is about it's entertaining. No, I wasn't blown away by anything. It kind of follows a typical awakened monster. It's not really a monster. That's just kind of misunderstood and has awoken in the world that's not used to, what it's being in. So our scientists play a woman named Nora. And her father actually has taught her a lot about the mythology of the trolls. He's a believer, that kind of thinks that these things were real, which they are proven to be, because what happens is there's like a mining accident that accidentally wakes up, this troll. And apparently the trolls existed, at least according to the mythology in this film at one point. And either they were all killed off or they just went into hiding. And this one particular one wakes up. And like I said, man, it's just used to doing what it does, and it's awakening the world. And because of its size and its proximity to humans, it has, kind of stumbled into some areas where humans are populated. So the government kind of comes together to try to stop it, because it's just like a toddler wandering around the countryside and stumbling through an amusement park. And, it's like,
clumsy Godzilla or King Kong.
Clumsy Godzilla. And essentially they send the military after it, which only makes it more angry, and it starts to view the humans as something that's a threat to it. So it actually does start, seeking out some of their locations. And the scientists, they're trying to use a different approach, because for some reason, man, in the mythology, these things kind of hate Christianity. And there's a story in here too where some of the trolls would attack, throwing rocks at church bell towers and something. It's wild. But somehow, so they're trying to basically use the mythology to kind of drive this creature away rather than kill it, maybe send it off to somewhere where it can be cool and not hurt people. But the government is like, nah, boom. And it's that typical conflict, man. Like, I was watching this, I felt like this was probably a better version of the Matthew Broderick Godzilla, because it's kind of essentially the same story, in a way. But it's decent, man. The special effects are pretty good with the troll. I will say this, though, it doesn't really stand up that well when compared to the action scenes of these later Godzilla King Kong films that we got, but it's just okay. It's just a 90-minute film that kind of does a good job of telling the story and just doing what it has to do, and it's entertaining while you're watching it. But I don't think it's something that you'll go to and throw on repeatedly, but it does feel like a good setup for possible sequels. So this thing is still sitting, and when I just pulled it up in the background on my TV, it's sitting and still in the top 10 on Netflix right now. So it's number 10 in the top 10 in movies today. So maybe, if this thing does good enough, maybe they'll throw in some more money at it and we'll get a sequel that can get a little bit deeper into it. Because like I said, I do like the mythology, those moments that were getting explained to me, as this thing is going moment to moment. But essentially it is so much in structure like a Godzilla movie. You got the scientists that they're trying to save the creature from the government. So you got those moment-to-moment aspects. They're butting heads with the military guys and the government guys, and then the prime minister is trying to figure out what to do, how he's going to protect the people. But it goes by pretty fast, man. It's not one, I don't think it bogs down anywhere. It just lacks, like I said, some of the oomph that we've got from these later films as far as the action and stuff. So maybe that was a budgetary thing, but for what it is, it's solid. You got some time to kill on a, weekend, afternoon or whatever. Throw this on, man. You might enjoy it.